So we're getting very close to an exciting time in the crypto market, but even closer to one of the most exciting times in Cardano history, the Chang hard fork deployment. And guess what? Coinbase is officially ready. Now, this is an exciting step forward, guys. So if you guys remember, we need to get to 80% of the liquidity on exchanges approved and ready for this hard fork to take place. We again need to get to 70% on these staking pools ready here. So we've actually climbed to about 27% over the last 24 hours, which is very exciting. And Coinbase has been a big contributor to this, adding 3.45% of the liquidity, and they are in fact ready. Now we are still waiting on some other larger entities to come on board. We're waiting for Changely, who accounts for 6.45% of the liquidity. We're waiting for djed, which is 2.69%. But we've also seen a little bit of a tick up in Binance. Now, Binance US is only 0.04% of the liquidity, so not very much, but this progress has actually started, which means that Binance itself is probably getting very close. So we're on the right track. We're in the right direction. We're also seeing the staking pool readiness here increase. This is up to 30.85%. Almost 80% of the staked liquidity, staked ADA is in these pools that have been approved. So we're making very good progress right now. We are very close to the deployment of Chang. It wouldn't surprise me if probably in the next week or so, if I remember correctly from the Vassal hard fork, once we got to this point in terms of exchange readiness, it wasn't very long till it happened. Some of these exchanges, they approve it in an instant, right? So just be patient and get ready for that. Now, what's interesting is we have also now hit this point where long-term holders in terms of ADA have reached an all-time high. So this is actually now a number that's gone up to 3.2 million holders. This is those that have held for 1 year or longer. And you guys can see that this trend has been very consistent. The long-term holders, the ones that have the long-term vision when it comes to ADA, they have been resilient. We see this continue to climb. Now, yes, cruisers have fallen, traders have fallen. That typically happens as this long-term holder number increases, but we're also at this point where there's not a whole lot of speculators in the market. There's not a whole lot of people right now that are being very free with their money per se. Everything's playing everything pretty close to the vest, like I've said time and time again. And that's not surprising. Everything's kind of blah. We've dealt with a lot of negative things, and we're just kind of waiting for a little bit of an uptick, a little bit of an improvement in sentiment. You guys can even see that, for example, they mentioned Solana in here, and that even Solana who's seen an early influx of users and holders and activity and things like that. It's actually seeing a decline in new activity, and new active and zero balance addresses. All these have been on the downswing. ADA's actually been pretty consistent here. Not too much of a downtick in terms of new addresses being created, not too much of a downtick in terms of active addresses. So we're kind of seeing a lot of consistency over the last 30 days. That's the best way to describe it. Very, very consistent. Now, what this also does talk about is a rally is possible in terms of ADA. It says, but it's not here yet. Now, what it's referring to again is this MVRV ratio. So if you guys aren't familiar, this is the ratio that dictates whether an asset is undervalued. It's about unrealized profits. And typically, when ADA falls into this minus 7.66 through minus 27.32 range, it tends to indicate that it's extremely undervalued, and this is when there is a pump that usually follows. We currently sit at minus 10.11%. So again, we're just kind of waiting for this tick up in terms of the overall market. This does indicate they pointed out a bearish pennant on here. I guess there is kind of one forming right here, a little bit of bearish pennant, possibly indicating some downside drop. However, we are breaking out just a little bit to the upside right now. And if we know one thing about ADA, it's that this is trying to set a very hard floor here. ADA is showing quite a bit of resilience in this range. Now, market conditions can change this, guys. Sentiment can change this. We're kind of, I don't want to say we're stuck waiting, but we're stuck waiting. That's where we're at right now. It's where the overall market is at. It's a lot of wait, but the longer you wait, guys, the more explosive these next runs tend to be. All right. This is where, again, we see a lot of people accumulating, a lot of people building their bags. And frankly, it's a lot of people that tend to be here for the long run. So that means there's a lot of upside liquidity that's removed. So we can, in fact, move faster to the upside as the market does get pumping. So as always, this is not a guarantee. This is not financial advice. I'm excited about what's to come, and patience is always the biggest thing we can preach. But appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you in the next one. Take care.